And we're back with Focus Delaware. Our next guest is one of a new crop of bright young judges who are making their mark on Delaware's legal scene. Meet Family Court Judge Vincent J. Poppiti. Judge, welcome to Focus Delaware.
It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Judge, you're a local native, is that correct?
I am. I was born in Wilmington in 1945, educated at St. Elizabeth's High School, Salesianum, and then moved on out of the state for further education in college, law school, some time in the service, and then came back to practice.
And you've been practicing in Delaware for how long now?
I came back from Layton, Utah, where I served for 4 years with the United States Air Force as a Judge Advocate General in 1975. Practiced 2 years with a local law firm, went with the Department of Justice for 2 years, and I've been serving on the bench for, it'll be 4 years, February the 14th coming up.
And your wife is a local lady too?
That's correct. That's correct. She was Padua and Salesianum, normally hit it off, and I was fortunate enough to find a nice Irish girl from St. Anne's Parish in Wilmington.
And what was her name before
Mary
she met you?
Bradley McClafferty, and I think the mayor would remember Woody McClafferty from City Council.
I see. Well,
Yes, we do.
it's a small old community here.
It
The
is.
local Wilmingtonians all
It
know
is.
each other.
That's what makes it so great.
Yes, that's true. Now, what made you decide to study law, by the way?
When I was studying at Fordham, I think the greatest influence on my career were two gentlemen by the names of Martin and Fitzpatrick. One of them was a Jesuit priest, and the other was a criminologist, both in
gosh.
the sociology department. And they attuned me to the sociological approach to the study through college. Got me extremely interested in the legal aspects of people and their problems, especially within the family. And for those 4 years, it was a desire to pursue that further, ultimately in law school, and then certainly ultimately in practice, and now as a family court judge.
How did you find the law school experience, by the way?
It was frightening the first year, as you know.
Yes.
That first year was very trying, but after that, it was extremely challenging at the University of Virginia.
Did you always have it in mind when you entered law school to come back to Delaware to practice law?
I did, and again, it was because of the nature of the community, the nature of the bar, the bench. We are a small, as you know,
Yes.
legal community, and I think a very fine and well-tuned legal community. The problems that are in Delaware are similar to the problems anywhere else in the country, but it was simply a function of family coming back because we are a very close-knit family as well.
Now, you began your practice when in Delaware?
1975. That was with Morris Nichols Arston Tunnel, and I stayed there for approximately 2 years when the former Attorney General Dick Weir asked me to come and set up a civil practice on his civil side of the Attorney General's office as a state solicitor.
Now, were you the first to establish a separate department?
No, there was always a civil division, but I think Dick's was the first effort to instill in the attorneys that were in that division a sense of being a part of a rather large law firm. And that experience, as I said to someone earlier today, was a remarkable experience because it was not only an experience in the law, but an experience in administrating lawyers, and that can be extremely challenging, and it was.
Now, what made you decide to go into government service? Was it just because you'd been asked? Did you ever any desire to go into government service?
I think the government service has always been part of the commitment of my family. My father served formally in government service for a number of years as the public safety commissioner in the city.
I see.
And his community activities have ever since I can remember, he's always been involved in community-based efforts. I think service in the public is important. I think it's something that more people should consider. And once I was in, I decided, and my wife decided, that we liked it. And I hope I can stay for a full 2 terms on the bench.
Now, when did you first become a judge?
February the 14th, it'll be 4 years ago.
Did you find your other experiences held you in good stead since you've become a judge?
I think they did. I think all the experiences that I've had, right from the college experience working with the 2 gentlemen that I mentioned, right through present experience with the Delaware National Guard, you bring all of that experience to any decision-making responsibility that I have. And I believe that I can't point to any one thing and say it's either helped tremendously or hurt. I think everything is a combination, and you bring it to you bring it to bear when you make that decision.
Briefly, why don't you tell our viewers the types of cases that family court handles?
I think simply stated, we handle all responsibilities or all problems, families in transition, from juvenile delinquency, and I think that's a significant problem where there's a family, and when I say in transition, I mean in transition with respect to a particular problem. We handle all matters related to divorce. We handle all matters related to custody, all interfamily disputes. We handle termination of parental rights. And simply stated, it is a court of special jurisdiction because we only deal with family-related matters, but general jurisdiction, and it relates to all matters involving family.
I think perhaps in the past there might have been a time when family court wasn't accorded the proper status that it should have been, and maybe you agree or disagree, but I think now it certainly does receive equal status consideration with the other courts.
We've been very fortunate. I think the governor of the state, with recent appointments, and I'm pleased to include myself among those appointments,
yes,
realizes that family court has a significant role to play. The legislature has been extremely responsive to the physical needs and the fiscal needs of family court. And I think as a result of that cooperation from the governor's office, from the legislature, and the support of the bar, we have become a court of significance.
You know, you're involved with just more than being a judge. There are so many community service activities I couldn't begin to touch them. CYO, Children's Repertory Theater, and many others, as well as being an excellent singer, I might add. How do you find time for all these things?
My family is very supportive of that kind of commitment. My wife is an elementary guidance counselor, 3 or 4 days a week at St. John the Beloved School, so she is extremely committed to assisting children, both healthy children and children that are not very healthy. And I think that that commitment carries over necessarily into what you do in and for the community. So the involvement with CYO, with SODAT, which is a drug counseling effort, with Children's Repertory Theater, is just a comfortable way to supplement the day-to-day professional responsibilities.
I understand you have an upcoming event.
Children's Repertory Theater is something that is extremely exciting, and I think the mayor is aware of this.
Absolutely.
We just recently purchased the New Century Club. By recently, settlement was on December the 1st. And under the artistic direction of Maurice Wojcicki, we are in the process of all the problems related to moving the commitment to children's theater in the area from its present location at the Grace Methodist Church into the New Century building, which, as most of your viewers know, is on Delaware Avenue.
Yes.
We have an open house scheduled for Sunday from 4 until 6, and the public is invited to attend. We're pleased to suggest it's going to be on the nature of a Victorian Christmas. I think there's going to be a Christmas tree there. I'm sure that Santa Claus will show up, and hopefully the mayor may even find some time to stop by and wish everyone that comes well.
Well, it sounds like a very worthwhile undertaking. I applaud you for all your efforts, and I can just say that Judge Poppiti is one of the people in Delaware that makes us all proud to be from Delaware. Thanks for coming.